I'm angry. The country is going to go through tumult as a result of one thing. President Trump didn't turn over military documents when he was asked to do so. All he had to do was hand them in. I'm sure his counsel told him, hand the documents in, particularly when the subpoena came. But for some reason, he decided not to. He held on to them. Why? That's the question. Why is the country going to have to go through all this angst and tumult? Why did he just turn the documents in?
That is the question.
Yeah, that is the question. Welcome back to Morning Joe. It's Friday, June the 16th. A beautiful shot of the statue. A beautiful shot of the Empire State Building.
No.
I know. Chapter 4.
Statue of Liberty.
Incredible shot. Incredible shot of the Statue of Liberty. Just beautiful. So Willie, we've been talking about how there's been sort of a leaking of support bit by bit. Mitt Romney never supported Donald Trump. It's never close to it, but still, Republicans speaking out against him is a rare thing. Romney's done that more than most, but still, when he comes out, when you have Mike Pence moving away from Trump the way he has over the past 3 days, you have other Republicans starting to actually speak the truth about how it is bad for people to steal nuclear secrets from the United States government. We are seeing a bit of a trend line here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, without question. Another why for Mitt Romney, as he was asking why does it always fall to Mitt Romney to be the Republican in the Senate to criticize Donald Trump? But you're seeing more of it, as you point out. And our colleagues at NBC News have a new story that just posted out of the state of Nevada, where Adam Laxalt, who ran for Senate last year, who was a supporter of Donald Trump through the years, the Attorney General here, just said plainly he can't win here. And now he's backing with a super PAC, Ron DeSantis, because he's saying he lost twice. Do you think he's suddenly going to get back independent voters and get to a margin where he can win in Nevada? Just now, Republicans saying publicly, the guy can't win in our state. We've got to look somewhere else. And so he's backing Ron DeSantis. Well,
when you have somebody like Laxalt, who was at least in it to win it for Donald Trump, some would say maybe a bit too long, saying he can't win here. And he understands he's in Nevada. He's hearing from Republicans there. We're hearing it. I've been saying for some time, I've been starting to hear it from my friends who've been with him from the very beginning, through thick and thin. They're exhausted. They were exhausted before he got busted stealing nuclear secrets, and he got caught on tape admitting as much.
Donald Trump is going to get the nomination at current pace. Can he win? Can he win in Wisconsin? Can he win in Nevada? Can he win in Arizona? Can he even win in Georgia? Is questionable. Pennsylvania. So it's going to come down to these states. And there are some Republican strategists who might think that clinging to Donald Trump is the way to get those Senate candidates or their gubernatorial candidates over the line. And we didn't see that happen last go round.
This story, there's a lot of stories about Donald Trump. This story is simple, and Mitt Romney crystallized it. I think the question that people are going to have, you interview a lot of Republicans, is why didn't he just give them back? Everyone else gave them back. Why didn't he give them back? And we could avoid all of this drama and trauma on our democracy. It really is an inflection point that he has created. And a problem for himself.
He's created. And by the way, Jonathan Lemire, that's exactly what we heard from Karl Rove in the Wall Street Journal op-ed yesterday. It's what we're hearing from Mitt Romney. It's what we're hearing from Andy McCarthy, National Review. It's what we've heard from the National Review over and over again. People who have spent, I'm not talking about Andy McCarthy here, but so many people who've spent the last 7 years just wallowing in anti-Trumpism to a laughable degree, are now, instead of trying to own the libs to get the subscriptions up, they're actually starting to tell the truth. This guy stole nuclear secrets. There was no excuse for it. He can't win next year.
It's unambiguous what he did. He had documents he shouldn't have had, and when they asked for them back, he said no, and he tried to hide them. And that is a pretty simple story to tell, and it's so different than what Biden and Pence did. And in terms of Republicans, I will say, talking to Republicans across the country, reporters who have fanned out, talking to voters, there is a sense that though Trump is still the number one choice, that his support's softer this time around. And then some Republicans who really liked him in 16, voted for him again in 20, still like him now, still say, hey, he was a good president. president, but there is a sense, a recognition that maybe he can't win, and they'd be open to someone else. Now, who that someone else is remains to be seen. Someone's going to have to step forward. Someone's going to have to win those votes. But there is a sense that though there is a small percentage of Republicans who will always be with Trump, always, yep. Others, even of his supporters, would at least entertain another candidate if that person, he or she, can win them over.
You know, there's so much complaining about a two-tiered justice system and the weaponization of the justice system. It's also, I think, penetrating the ether and sort of getting out there that actually it's geared toward Donald Trump. The DOJ was very careful in its process in terms of trying to retrieve the documents that don't belong to Donald Trump, that are classified and highly, highly dangerous to have out there in the public eye. They took their time. Nobody else would get the time that Donald Trump got. Nobody. Anybody else in this situation, am I wrong?
No,
would be in custody.
Anybody, you know it from working in the State Department. I know it from working in Congress. Richard was just talking about working in the White House. Any of us would have been in jail by now. I mean, if we'd had this many documents, they would never do a plea deal.
He had every chance to return them.
Other than Donald Trump. And this whole idea, you know, the big lie that there's a two-tiered justice system, and what about Hillary?
Please.
That lie has blown to pieces because now people are waking up to the reality that Donald Trump tried to get the Justice Department to indict him in 2017 and get a special counsel. They said there's nothing there. Tried in 2018 to get the Justice Department to appoint a special counsel. Say, sorry, Mr. President, there's nothing there. Just like James Comey said in 2016, a couple of months before handing the election to Donald Trump with that letter 10 days beforehand, said no prosecutor would bring a case against Hillary Clinton. So even that lie is being blown out of the water. The Biden crime family lie is being blown out of the water. And they're now being forced to look at Donald Trump. And they're seeing a guy that stole nuclear secrets, lied about it repeatedly, lied to the DOJ, lied to the FBI, lied to his own lawyers. Lied to his own lawyers about it.
It's a mess.
And this is where they are. So now they're thinking, wait a second, do we really want to lose again with a guy that stole nuclear secrets? Or maybe we go for DeSantis or Tim Scott or Nikki Haley or somebody else.
Donald Trump just looks like an idiot on this one. He had a chance. He had a do-over.
Multiple chances.
He couldn't bring himself to do it. And at the end of the day, if you're arguing about the refs, if you're arguing about DOJ and FBI, you're losing.
Yeah.
As with anything in life, if you're arguing over the referees, you're losing.